YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh here, and today I have another deck profile for you. This is my best deck, and it is the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck. If you don't know what that is, it is this bad boy right here. 8-star, 3,000, 2,500. It is Zexel's version of the Blue Eyes. I kid you not. It is literally a ripoff of Blue Eyes with Kaiba and Yugi. But I love it. His effects are great. His support cards are fantastic, and I am virtually undefeated. I think I've lost, I don't know, maybe 5 duels out of hundreds with this deck. So we'll just go ahead and get into it. With this one, with Galaxy Eyes, his effect is you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 2 monsters with 2,000 or more attack during either player's battle step. When this card battles an opponent's monster, you can target the monster this card is battling, banish both it and this card at the end of the battle phase, return any monsters banished by this card effect to the field, and if the other monster was an XYZ monster, this card gains 500 attack for each XYZ material it had when it was banished. Yeah, filthy. I only got 2. I have pulled both my Galaxy Eyes so far. This is an ultra rare and this is a common. I am trying to pull that third one. I put a lot of money into this deck. I've purchased a lot of separate cards on Amazon for this deck specifically. I purchased packs, the Galactic Origins, stuff like that for it. I am actually going to be purchasing another booster box of that and opening it for you guys. But if you haven't built this deck, if you got these Galaxy Eyes or these Photon cards laying around, you need to make one because they are just filthy. So with that, we have 3 Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragons. What is he? He's pretty much a Kaiba Man. Kaiba Man and Red Eyes Black Chick, I believe is its effect. It's you contribute this card, special summon 1 Galaxy Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard except Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon. You can only use the effect of Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon once per turn. If this card is in its graveyard, or this card is in the graveyard, you can target 1 Galaxy Eyes XYZ monster you control. Attach this card to it as an XYZ material. You can only use this effect of Galaxy Eyes once per duel. So, you get 3 special summons with them. Well, you can only use its second effect once. It's still great, because once I show you and get to a Galaxy Eyes XYZ cards, dude, you only really need to use it once. We have 2 Photon Wyverns, 2,500 attack, was it 7-8 stars? When this card is normal or flip summon, destroy all set cards your opponent controls. That's why we got 2. We don't want to overdo it. This deck is built around bringing Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon out and bringing them out fast. We have 1 Photon Charge Man, 1 Photon Crusher. I tried to keep all my Photon cards around the 4 stars, more for the XYZs, and I'll get into that in a sec. I have 3 Galaxy Mirror Sage. This card is great. Flip, you can gain 500 life points for each Galaxy monster in your graveyard. When this card is destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard after being flip faced up, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Galaxy monster from your deck or graveyard in face down defense position. So essentially, you can keep bringing these out and getting life points. Photon Circle, Photon Pirate. He's pretty nice because you can banish 1 Photon monster from your graveyard. This card gains 1,000 attack till the end phase. You can use this effect up to twice per turn. So essentially you get a 3,000 3-star monster. I have 3 Galaxy Knights. I accidentally ordered Japanese versions off of Amazon. But that's alright because, I mean, it's Japanese, so 2,800 attack, 2,600 defense. This is another great card that goes in with Galaxy Eyes. If you control a Photon or a Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing, and when you do, target 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard, if possible. Regardless, this card loses 1,000 attack, and if it does, special summon that target, if any, in face-up defense position. This attack decrease lasts until the end phase. So pretty much you control a Photon or Galaxy, which is all these monsters are. You can normal summon him and get your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon out of the graveyard. So if you use him as an XYZ material and you activate that material, you can normal summon him, bam, bring Galaxy Eyes out. It's very, very fast deck. We have 2 Photon Leos. I have this in here just more to be a troll. It's a 6-star 2100, so it's a 1 tribute 2100. Not the greatest, but his effect is pretty fun to do. I've done it to my buddy a few times, and he's gotten mad every time because I messed up his plan. And what its effect is when this card is normal summoned, you can have your opponent shuffle their entire hand into their deck, and then they draw the same number of cards that they shuffle into their deck. So I like to hold on to him and wait. Once I see that he's got a TG going, I hit him with the Photon Leo, make him shuffle it back in, and 90% of the time it works. And this is another card that I pulled, and I'm trying to pull a third one, and it is the Dimension Wanderer. I have 2. I'm trying to pull the third one to get it in here. When a monster is banished by the effect of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and inflict 3,000 damage to your opponent. You can only activate the effect of this once per turn. So it's Infernal Fire Blast for Red Eyes, just with Galaxy Eyes. And a little more is you have to actually use Galaxy Eyes' banishing effect in order to do it. But still, that's 6,000 damage right there. So if they got Marshmallow, it doesn't matter. We are close to the end of the monsters. I have 3 Photon Thrashers. 4 stars, 2100. He's nice. He cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand while you control no monsters. If you control another monster, this card cannot attack. So it's really nice because even if you can't attack, it's a 2100 4-star. So you special summon, bring out your other 4-star Photon monster, and you get Galaxy Eyes out. And I'll show you that in a sec on what I mean by getting Galaxy Eyes out. Then I got 2 Galaxy Wizards. They're 4 stars, Galaxy, 0 attack, 1800 defense. Once per turn, you can increase this card's level by 4 until the end phase. You contribute this card, add 1 Galaxy card from your deck to your hand, except Galaxy Wizard. So, I mean, if you've been listening or reading, all these cards just work so well with each other. It's adding cards from the deck, bringing them back from the graveyard, increase life points, decrease opponent's life points, and it's really not much you have to do. Just summon some monsters and you're just, your flow is going. We'll go on to the XYZ monsters I have. I do have a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon, Photon Strike Bouncer, Photon, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I mean, you guys can go ahead. I'm not going to butcher it. And I guess I only got 1 Star Liege Paladinamo. I have Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And this is what I mean by it's pretty much Kaiba. I mean, 3-headed dragon, 4,500. You need 3 level 8 monsters to do it. Galaxy Eyes is 3,000, 2,500 defense. It has eyes in the name. Blue Eyes White Dragon, Galaxy Eyes White Dragon, Kite, Tenjo, which wears kind of the same outfit that Seto Kaiba does. His brother is ill, and he does everything he can to take care. I mean, it's essentially a ripoff of the original, and it worked because I absolutely love the Zexal series. And I have 3 Star Liege Lord Galaxians. And the reason why, and this is what I was meaning by you bring out your Photon Thrasher, normal summon another 4-star, it's because with he's 2 level 4 Photon monsters once per turn, which is again, this is why I try to keep my Photon monsters around level 4, is once per turn you can detach 1 or 2 XYZ materials from this card and then apply the effect. If you do 1, special summon 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand. If you do 2, special summon him from your deck. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways to get Photon Dragon out. Neo Galaxy Eyes, his effect, I'll run into these two's effects quick. Neo Galaxy Eyes is when this card is XYZ summoned using Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as any of its materials, negate the effects of all face-up cards currently on the field. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Detach all XYZ materials from monsters your opponent controls, and then this card gains 500 attack for each. Also, it can attack up to that many times during each battle phase this turn. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. It's 2 level 8 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Monsters you control cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn except this card. Also, take control of the targeted monster until the end phase. But while this effect is applied, it has its effects negated. Its attack becomes 3,000 and then also becomes a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And then the full armor. It's 3 level 8 monsters. It's 4,000 attack, 3,500 defense. You can also XYZ summon this card by using Galaxy Eyes XYZ monster you control as the XYZ material except full armor Photon Dragon. Cards attached to that also become attached to this as materials. Once per turn, you can target up to 2 equipped cards equipped to this card. Attach them. Equip to this card. Attach them as XYZ materials. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls. Destroy it. And then last but not least, I have Thunder and Dragon. He's 2 level 8 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. Destroy all other monsters on the field. You can still conduct a battle phase. You're destroying your monsters too, but he's 3,000. Who cares? Destroy him and just wreck. Going to the traps. We have a Miracle's Wake, in case they think they're getting rid of Galaxy Eyes so easy. I have 3 Luminizes. And what Luminizes does is when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and 1 face-up light monster you control gains attack equal to the target's attack until your next end phase. So pretty much you negate the attack and you gain their attack for a whole turn. I have an XYZ Reflect in case they try to get rid of, Neo or Full Armor or any of them. Blast held by Tribute. A Mirror Force. And Solemn Warning. I really don't have much traps because, like I said, this deck plays insanely fast. And these traps are perfect for what they do. They get the job done. It's more of a spell and monster heavy deck. And we'll start with Clashing Souls. This card's great. Pretty much it's during the damage calculation. If my attack position monster battles an opponent's attack position monster with a higher attack, I can pay life points to overcome that. And then the loser of that battle by 500, so it's in increments of 500. And then the loser of that battles, all their cards are destroyed. That's, this super long effect short. That's what it is. So if I have a 1,500, you have a 2,000. I pay 1,000 life points. It's 2,500 versus 2,000. You lose that battle. All your cards are destroyed. Galaxy Zero. You target a Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. Its effects are negated. Effects are negated. It cannot attack. And then once, if it would be destroyed during battle, you destroy this card instead. And then once you do it, it becomes 0. The reason why I have that in there is pretty much to bring Galaxy Eyes back, do an XYZ summon, or, bring a Photon or, Galaxy Wizard, any of them, to do a XYZ summon, essentially. Luminous Spark, give all my monsters an extra 500 boost for that field spell. Excel Light, if I control no monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck. You can only activate this once per turn. And you cannot normal summon or set during the turn you activate this card. 1 Black Pendant. I have 2 Photon Sanctuaries. And what this is you special summon 2 Photon tokens. Thunder type, light, level 4, 2000 attack, in defense position. These tokens cannot attack or be used as a synchro material. You cannot special summon other monsters that turn you activate this card. So, except for light monsters. So what this is for is, if you remember Galaxy Eyes' effect, is you can special summon him by tributing to 2000 or more attack. So pretty much you activate Photon Sanctuary, you get your 2000 monsters, special summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, normal summon a monster. Yeah, like I said, I mean this deck plays really fast. Galaxy Expedition, probably one of the better cards, especially with how fast it is to get your higher level monsters out. If you control a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, special summon one level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck and face up defense position. You can only activate this once per turn. So pretty much go ahead and bring out another Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Photon Trident. Target one face up Photon monster you control until the end phase. It gains 700 attack. And if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. When it inflicts battle damage to your opponent this turn, you can target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy that target. Talk about a triple whammy. I have another Galaxy Zero, and then I have 3 Photon Streams of Destructions. And what this does is, if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, target one card on the field, banish that target. You can only activate this card during your turn unless you control a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. So that is it for this deck profile. I mean, like I told you guys, these Galaxy Eyes, the Galaxy and Photon cards are just ruthless. If you have any, I highly suggest making a deck. Definitely use this profile. It works wonders. You can ask my buddy. He absolutely loves this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be coming out with some more deck profiles. I got some tips and tricks coming that way too. And yeah, if you like, subscribe. Catch you guys later.